Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So going to get going here in just a minute. Just going to get things set up and we'll be ready to go. So things... Ooh. They're getting spicy. They're getting very interesting, aren't they, really? Overall, I do think things are going well. I'm hoping that we can really push the boat out in the near future, really. What I mean by that is, well... THG has given us a marvelous opportunity. And I think we just need to be brave enough to take the goddamn thing. Which we will do. Just going to get the game opened up and ready to go. I do hope you're all doing well, by the way. Hope you all had a fabulous weekend. Mine's been interesting enough. I've been trying to read through. I bought the Cambridge... what's it called? I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to get the book. How you doing there, Brass Monkey? Yeah, as I was just saying, I have been reading the Cambridge Economic History of Modern Britain, the first volume, for college, which is really, really good. I recommend if you're doing anything like that, buy that book. Brilliant, brilliant. There we go. So Infinite has done me a solid and has taken a look at the resizing for us, and just the pilot training. I really do appreciate it because it is a... it's one of those things where it does take a little while. There we go, bring the game up. But I will get right into this. Oops. There we go. Okay. Where to begin? This... I've more or less concluded that the I-10's float plane didn't fly last night. So what I am going to do then is make sure she flies tonight, or at least keep her in the area until she bloody well does fly. Now she's within 4 hexes, but I'd like to potentially keep her within 3 hexes to make sure she's within range at all times. Well, yeah, what I'm going to do is place her here. And just patrol this little area here, I guess. I just want to make sure she's within range. Probably not a good idea to be this close. I could probably stick back, but I want to make sure she flies. I mean, obviously she's flying it. Well, she should be fine to do it, but I just want to make bloody well sure. Now, let's see. You, on the other hand... I'm going to have you actually... Let's see, if I was to have you... Let's say if they were moving out of Wellington... I mean, this is it. It's going to take us around this way, but let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to have something by Christchurch. I think about 5 hexes away. Just try and patrol that area. It is going to have us going through the dangerous area over here. It might be better just to go the other way around. But then again, Let's see, what is the actual... Yeah, we can move around here, no issue. Probably better to go the other way around, just because I'm not giving anything away then. So we'll go around, ultimately we'll go around the island with that intent, really. Or do we... Let's see, Wellington to... And this is it, we have to try and figure out where he could be going. I'm going to make the assumption that Sydney would be the most likely direction of travel, should he be doing anything like that. So that would be up this way. So we're going to have that... Yeah, we'll have the submarine patrol that way then. So start... I suppose start about there. I just need to try and pick him up whenever we can, really. CV moves 4 per phase. It crews move 4, 8 hexes away from base on a path to somewhere like Sydney. Yeah. I mean, this is it. I'm not entirely convinced he's left Wellington at all. But it would make sense to do that. I think what we'll do then is we have the I-72, 172 do then, actually. Let's see. I'm assuming that. And, yeah. It's probably better to have this area covered as well, just in case he's going, for example, to, let's say, Melbourne, which he could do. How would that look? To be honest, a very similar path, at least from there. But what I need to do then is, let's see, change that to Wellington. Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, so very similar position there. It would have made things significantly easier. I think maybe a submarine there. It's one of those, I don't think he's going to go this way around. He could do, but I don't think it's entirely likely, so I'd like to cover this area a little bit more. Right, I-4 doesn't unfortunately have a torpedo. Sorry, a float plane. I might have you head towards Melbourne area, maybe. At least when I could patrol here. It is hard to say, because then again, subs like this would be very useful out this way. But I would like a submarine around here. So we'll have it head towards the Melbourne area. At least, if anything, if we do have actual submarines in this area, might even pick up on it. But I don't know. Now, I was speaking to actually Infinite last night. I think it was last night or yesterday. And we're talking about where the H6K4s are placed. And I've never done this before, and obviously in regards to disbanding. But if you take a look at these guys... not these guys, sorry. These ones. These guys would take... Yeah, I mean, that's 2 weeks for that one and 10 days for that one. But the issue is I have this as part of the group on Canton Island, which, yeah, it's weird. So if you take a look, if I go to Canton Island... Let's see, so I can actually make sure this makes sense to people. Yeah, you can see that this has already been broken up. So we have it broken up into like A1/1. And what we can do then to make things easier is I can disband this group over here. And then what happens is these 2 planes will go to the actual group on the island. So as you can see, they're transferred, which is good. Which means that we can actually use that one more effectively, and we haven't got an element over here that would be trapped. So they're still here, but it means that we have more aircraft in this group rather than having like 4 groups and make things a little bit harder to organize. Really want to know if he's keeping his CVs there without any search. I mean, this is it. If he's stood down in the port completely, then I don't know. It's just a strange strategy. I mean, in some ways it might make sense because he must know that we spotted him. He won't know to what extent we spotted him, but he must know that we spotted him. He could be just, in effect, trying to play dead, really. Let's see. Wellington to, let's say... Most likely would be Pago. So I want to patrol this area here, really. Yeah. Assuming even comes out or goes out that way. It's hard to say. Really is hard to say. But I'm going to try and patrol the most likely routes. I could do another submarine down this way. I'd like to cover this area as well. Now, thankfully, we do have more submarines coming. It's not a bad idea to keep one around here. Yeah. And the good news is, at least by having a number of submarines moving through the area, almost in random places, it might actually give us an idea of where things are. But yeah, so the reason why I mentioned that with the H6K4s is, what I'm going to do now then, is over here at Roinemer. Now the thing is, we do have this group, and it's a very large group. And we will have the Emilys arriving in 2 days. But what I'm going to do is, when these Emilys arrive, is I'm going to get rid of the Emilys and have them put into H6K4s, because I can actually split this up into into 3 parts. How you doing there, Spore? Really didn't realise just how many floatplane capable subs Japan had. Yeah, we have a lot of them, to be honest. Wish we had more. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to transfer this unit. The reason being, I mean, if there's at least, I don't know, we can theorize there's, well, we know, I don't know, it's hard to say because we don't know exactly, but we can definitely say with some certainty that there is at least there's at least 2 or so enemy carriers down here in the south. So I feel the threat to the Marshall Islands has been significantly reduced. And the thing is, in regards to the Marshall Islands, we're not moving the actual oilers there to the Marshall Islands anymore. They're going to be moving on to Canton Island. And I think what I'd rather do is, as you can see, we do have this guy over here who's going to be unloading. So that's going to mean that at least some aviation support will be here tomorrow. But what I want to do then is actually get H6K4s over here at Comac. Because right now, let's see. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know, we're not doing too bad, really. If THG gives us the rope, we'll use it to hang him, really. Which he's doing at the moment. So yeah, you can see that Luganville could theoretically reach out to here. But what I want to do then is, if you take a look, so from this position over here beyond Brisbane is 20 hexes. So if I put the H6K4s at Comac, then that means we effectively know what is coming into the actual Coral Sea, which is nice, and leaving the Coral Sea. You can see past Lord Howe Island. We can definitely see way past Norfolk. Yeah, so we can almost see all the way down there to the tip of New Zealand. But in the future, I will have aviation engineers moved out here to Noumea. I see Comac as more of a defensive base due to the fact that it is a little bit further out from over here, let's say, marauding carriers. And obviously over from here as well, where it might have actual aircraft based. So I'm going to go ahead and move those guys out there. I do have the GE4M1s. These guys can be put on naval search. I could have them quite high. There we go. And they still can search out about 17 hexes, so it's only 3 less hexes. There's obviously more of them here, so it's not even a bad trade-off, to be honest. Pilots are low on... Sorry, the planes are low on fatigue, and their pilots have on the way of fatigue, but yeah, you can see... I'm not doing badly. So what I'm going to do then is transfer these guys down to Comac. And then at least we know what's actually moving into the Coral Sea. How you doing there, Mark? Mark Wahlberg. Okay, so transfer the Yokohama out there. Okay. So we've got 5 of them over here at the moment. Fatigue's not bad. There's some really good pilots in here, but yeah, we have Honda, who we're gonna do that in the future where we'd like change them out. So we do have 2 that are gonna be stood down for 4 days at least. Okay. Might increase. Well, let's see. In fairness, what I'll do even is I need to figure out what's in the area, don't I? So no, we'll keep that as it is. I might up the actual percentages over here, to be honest. The thing is, by having the group there at Comac, it means that we do have a overlap over here and over here as well. Just, yeah, it increases the amount of coverage that we do have. The good news is we have 3 submarines over here as well, which is excellent. The oiler has been unloading, but I think what it might have done is actually these guys might have filled up when they arrived here or something. Right. W7 has SLF. Now, technically, I could take that. So what I'm going to do then, yeah, they're going to, right, but already sent, they're going to be sent here, that's fine. Remain on station or no cargo. Yeah, so you can finish loading troops. If you can load a few more. I'd rather not have him, like, say, well, you just loaded, like, 2 of them, that's not really fair. Okay, another submarine's really good. Yep, still turn 66. I'm going to try and get submarines out to where we need them. I want to try and cover the areas around Australia as well. Our rowboat. A rowboat. I'm going to have a rowboat around Brisbane there. I'm going to set up these actual patrol patterns properly when they do near their arrival, their destination. But I want to have submarines across the area, really, as much as possible. So then if it does move north, or if it does move to Australia, at least we might have some clue about it, really. Right. Go ahead and there to refuel. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the rowboat's low on fuel already. But in this case, I think it's probably worthwhile loading up another squad if we can do, just in case any of them are lost on the, well, in the surf. Okay. Now, we did discuss this, actually. And speaking with Infinite, and thinking over it as well, I think these are the guys that we saw around here at Darwin. So it looks like they've just arrived through the area. So it's like we would have seen them moving up. And it's like, looking at the way they've come in here, it looks like they have just arrived. You can see this is like how it moves through. It just so happens that 3 submarines are returning back to Rabaul to refuel this bloody turn. Which is amusing. Might have them head for Buin. I'm not liking the fact that they're going to have to pass those. But then again, they don't really have much in the way of choice. No, of course they have a choice. What I'll do then, set that destination, and then set a waypoint and have it avoid them. Better they avoid it. It's a very busy area for submarines, to be honest. Right, you're heading back over there to Rabaul. You do have a float plane there, which is very nice. Might be better to keep you in that area. Let's see, how does this look? Right, if you were to head from there, you'd head more than likely to Cooktown. It'd be weird if it was to head to Moresby. It would be very weird. I just find it seems, well, just really unlikely that it would happen. Maybe out of fuel. Yeah, maybe. I'm just going to try and cover all the bases I can, really. Might just be better just to patrol here. At first, I wasn't there. And I imagine we'll be heading straight in. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be coming in there. You're really quite tortured, aren't you? But you do have that float plane, so you are sort of used. But I would very much like it to head back home shortly, really. Undergo repairs. Okay. So we did reconnaissance over here, and apparently nothing. Right. Rebuild the unit. Naval search. Right, it's still loading here, that's fine. I don't know. Like, we could. The thing is, I don't... Like, I'm sure he knows we have netties. Like, he'll be damn well... Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure he knows we have them. He'll have no doubt seen reports of his ships or submarines in the area. Like, we could do that. I think I'm going to just stick to naval search, just in the off chance they still attack anyway. But... I don't... Like, I'm worried that he might be using this as some sort of, like, combat air patrol trap, to be honest. I'm gonna let the submarines do their job. If it's, like, low on fuel, or if it's heading to Cooktown, there's a good chance that we might pick up on it anyway. I'm just wary. I know it sounds daft, but I'm just a bit wary. I don't want to, like, give my hand away in any great sense over here. Especially as we don't know where the carriers are, and I don't want to, like... Yeah. It is a good idea, like, normally I would do. It is honestly a good idea. Yeah, no, it's like I agree, like, normally I would do that. Honestly, like, normally I would agree with that. I'm not going to do it this time, because I just don't want to give him any idea, really, per se, what we do have. I want to keep it as vague as we can. And, I'm not too worried about them moving. So it's one of these things of, well, they move into the area, they're more likely to be hit by the submarines here. They're fairly likely to be hit by the submarines here. Where does it go beyond the Coral Sea? It could move up down here, but we'll see things moving. If anything, I kind of want to give him maybe a sense of, okay, I can move things through the Torres Strait. So he doesn't know that we have these submarines here, as far as I can tell. So I know it's going to sound daft, but I think I'm going to try... If we hit him, we hit him. If we don't, that's okay as far as I'm concerned, because I want to try and give him the illusion that the Torres Strait maybe is safer than what it actually is. So I still don't know where his carriers are. And it's little things like this that might have an impact on where he could potentially send them. So I'm going to stick to the naval search. It is a good plan, like normally I would definitely go for that. But this time I just want to try and be a bit well, a little bit more coy, really. Okay, so we're going to arrive in the Hex here tomorrow. But I always feel bad for turning down a good plan. I'm not going to lie, it's a good one. It's a good idea. I wish these guys came with engineers. Yeah, no. Honestly, like, normally I'd agree. Right, you're refueled. It might be worthwhile having a submarine around this area just to keep track of things. But I think keeping this area under wraps is probably a good idea. But then, I don't know. It's like, it'd be very strange if you... It depends. I don't think he has the assets to really move things in that area. So if we could have a submarine down towards the Brisbane area is not a bad idea. Right. So we have a number of ships here that are now free. You're still loading. We do have these guys. These guys are very good. The AMC especially is very good. Now then. We do have a number of units over here. So I do have a submarine tender and I do have an AV there. I could do a little bit more supply there if I wanted to use it long term. How much does you... Well, you got 768, so... Well, that's just the AV. I'm going to load the tender. Just I could use those low value ships to like move assets around here. If only that was 5 hexes, that might have been something to take into consideration. I do need to take these dot bases as well. I'm kind of flirting with the idea of moving a Koi down there to Comac. But I do need to have the actual aviation support of Rebal if I'm going to support any large action. So it's something to bear in mind. I think it's probably worthwhile to move the AMC and the other ships of value back to truck them, really. And yeah, we'll see what's Rebal. If anything needs to move back, then we'll do that. I think it might be just a bit too risky at the moment to move an AMC around. What do we have aviation support-wise, actually? Let's go ahead and take a look at that first. There's a lot of supply here, actually. Okay. So I've got this self-independent SLF over here. Where the hell's the rest of your unit? Right, I see. Spend them for the time being. It might be worthwhile leaving these guys behind. If I could have you converted, well, your cargo hull converted to carry troops, that could be useful. So I could use you then just to move troops around. So I'll leave these behind, but I'm going to take everything else, really. And there's a number of other assets here as well that need to be moved out. In fact, no. I'll leave just the Nitaimer room. Right, they can head back to truck. I'm gonna have to have a... We do have a glut of AKs over here at truck, but I do need to figure out where they actually need to be sent. So it's all well and good keeping them all there, but they're not exactly doing anything. I'd rather approach from a different angle. It is something to bear in mind, though. Okay. To be honest, I'm going to have them take the supplies from over here at Salamua. Sorry, from there. The reason being I can actually move it from here to Boone if I need to then. Rather than coming all this way to take it from truck to move it down there. There's 11,000 over here at Rabal, so we do have a decent amount. But I'd like to maybe move a little bit more into Gazmata. I'd like to move some... I tell you what, actually, no. It would be worthwhile moving some engineers into Gazmata. At least then, over time, I could build up an airfield. Probably not a good idea to have all eggs in one basket, so I'll take another ship. I mean, these ships have some supply, actually, so I'll tell you what. That would be nice, actually. Make use of supply while we have it. Right, so dock. I'll have them shift that. Right, I'm going to have to add that other ship as well, then, it seems. I see. That makes sense. Okay. Right, so I'll move them into Gazmata. So at least then I could actually look to build Gazmata up to level 2 airfield. Which is what I think we need for our G4s and etc. Would be nice, I should build it up anyway. So I think we'll do that. Whether or not it's the best option, who knows, but I think it's a worthwhile one. I could always have engineers moved over here then, when it becomes a little bit safer. There we go. Now, I do have this task force out here, not this one. Let's see. Yeah. So, I'm going to keep that there in reserve for the time being. But I think... Right, so we have you underway. I think how we're going to approach this then is... I think it might be a case again the carrier's moving now. We could wait potentially 3 days for cruisers to be... I mean, if we take a look over here. So if I go to ships under repair. We do have... Yeah, like the tone over here would be excellent. Humongous range, but it would take 3 days to actually have her made ready. Aoba, I mean, this is it. Would be nice to have additional heavy cruisers. So it's a case of we could wait 3 days here at Truck. Which, okay. I could have... I mean, Tone and Aoba are in good state. Furataka does have 11 system damage, which, not tremendously bad. Not tremendously good either. What I'm thinking then is we have the carrier task force assembled. We have the carrier group, so I'm going to call the actual carrier group that's going to be going into the Eastern Pacific, well, Eastern US waters. I'm going to call it the Combined Fleet to make it easy. But what I'm thinking is we're going to have the Combined Fleet get underway for 3 days. Everything's shifting for 3 days then. And then obviously if we do decide to actually send out the additional heavy cruisers, we can do. It'll not take them terribly long to actually arrive in the area. But at least it means that if we want to, or whether the situation demands it, or whether the situation changes, we have another 3 heavy cruisers that are actually ready for action. I mean, I'm not entirely 100% sure about taking Furataka out of repair. It would increase the amount of repair points being allocated elsewhere, though. Can she make full speed? Well, no, so it's a Cacao that we're looking at. So she looks like she can make 30 knots. I don't know, what do you guys reckon, Ben? I think what I might do then is leave Furataka, potentially... I mean, Tone and Aoba are fine. Well, no, but what I'm thinking is it's one of these of what would we rather have, like another destroyer or another heavy cruiser. We don't know what's going to be happening for the time being. I'm just thinking more so it's worthwhile having them. True, but then we don't know what's going to happen. It's a hard decision. It is a hard decision, but it's one of those of, well, if we get underway now, or at least get things moving now, the sooner we can get into those waters. But it's hard to say. It's one of those of we don't know what's actually in the area. But you are right. I mean, if we get moving now, then obviously that means that things are in motion. I mean, I would like... I'm about 50-50 on this one. I'd like to wait and have the Tone and Aoba, due to the fact, especially Tone. I mean, 2 Tone class heavy cruisers would go a long way in terms of the endurance there. Yeah. Keep them together as much as possible, maybe deploy some cruisers. But this is it. I think what we'll do then is, I think we'll wait for the Tone and Aoba. I could actually assemble a 3rd heavy cruiser from Rabal, the Kinagusa. Yeah. I think we'll have him brought up to readiness. Which will take 3 days, I believe. Yeah, 3 days. It's just like at the moment we have... So we have Chikuma and Haguro. But it's like we could then have Tone, Aoba, Kinagusa. So it would increase the amount of like actual power that we do have. So I think we'll wait. So I mean, this is it. We do have the second group of oilers here. Another 3 days. I mean, let's see. They could be presumably about this area, probably around here. We're probably not going to see them arrive at Canton before Kitabatai does, but then again, who knows. Either way, the further they get out there, the better, really. I suppose at the end of the day, we need to identify... Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like I'm on the fence about it, but I would prefer to have heavy cruisers. They're fantastic. They really are fantastic. And as well, if we have additional heavy cruisers in there, it means I can reduce the amount of, like, Kagero-class destroyers that have, albeit good range, but not as much as the Hatashiri or whatever, Shiratsu, I can't remember how you pronounce it, DDs that have, like, 6k. So ultimately, it gives the Kitabatai, well, it gives the combined fleet the longer legs. But it gives this 3 days additional time for the MKB to potentially get to this area. So we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I find it sincerely... I find it unlikely he's going to head to the Coral Sea, to be honest. I find it very unlikely. I think probably what's most likely going to happen is he heads to, I don't know, like Melbourne and maybe towards Perth then or something of that nature. It's like at the moment it's so up in the air as to what he's actually going to do. It's insane. Well, yeah, now it's Infinite says put into repair mode with a Kargi. And that's it, isn't it, then, really? How you doing there, Raikar? Right, I mean, this is it. These guys could undergo repair while they are still here, then. This is it. So we'll disband the actual combined fleet for now. So these guys are going to get underway as well. They move out slower. But it would be nice. I mean, what I probably will do then is... we could use these oilers to refuel the combined fleet before they leave. I don't know, they're probably not going to get past the marshals. But I could use them to refuel the combined fleet before they pass the marshals. And then obviously the other one could refuel them before they leave Canton Island. Well, the thing is, it's not even a hypothetical task force creeping from behind, because in all honesty, we have a really, we have an objectively fantastic position. Like, if I can save it here, so 66-2. I'm going to hope it actually shows the new naval search positions. Because in reality, like, we are doing pretty goddamn well with this positioning. Like, we are in a really strong position. So what I'm going to do here then, see if I can open it up. Like, his movement to the south is just, it's beyond anything that I can imagine. And had it actually not been before me now, I still wouldn't believe it, to be honest. It just doesn't make much sense. So it just implies that there's some sort of there's something in mind. He wouldn't just do it, because it's not something that you just casually do. You have to seriously, well, you have to seriously commit to doing it. But it's like, in all honesty, we are the ones who are creeping behind him, because, and we will really, quite literally be behind him shortly. So we'll get this loaded up. Right. I suppose at the end of the day, what does it matter if a few turns make? Turn 67 already loaded. God damn it. Well, if I go down here, then it's not going to show, like, entirely everything I'd want, but more or less everything. Yeah, it's not showing it yet. But also we're going to have naval search out from Comac to this area here now. So I'm looking forward to seeing that next turn. If I take a look at 75%, 50% is probably better. Yep, there we go. Yeah. So, this is the area where we're going to be looking towards breaking through. Well, slipping through, really. It would be nice to have float planes closer to here, but we're going to have submarines basically just doing the rounds around here. If they get picked up, then at least we know there's aircraft, and at least we might be able to figure out what kind of aircraft and figure out where it's flying from. But as far as it goes, the combined fleet is going to be making their way under a lot of air coverage, so it's unlikely there's going to have anything in this area. But we'll have soon air coverage reaching Australia over here, and we have air coverage all the way along here, really. So what you can imagine is it's almost like a brick wall here. Like, we know about his assets at Wallis Island, which are about somewhere around here. So we know about those. It's only this area, and I could theoretically increase the H6K4s over this side before the combined fleet arrives, just to give us a better coverage, really. This is it. Yeah, at least 2 enemy CVs were spotted at Wellington 2 days ago. It doesn't feel like 2 days ago, it feels like weeks ago, doesn't it? Probably all 4. The confidence level of contact was high for 2 CV. Hard to believe he moved only 2. And if we move into West Coast waters, then it's... yeah, this is it. I'm like saying the Eastern Pacific waters, but it really is like... yeah, strange, isn't it? I'm like orientating myself from Japan at this moment in time, but it would be the West Coast of the US. Strange, really. Yeah, I know, right. There we go. We are in a strong position. So, I suppose, if anything, we'll wait until we have the time. Well, wait until we have, like, the confirmation. I don't know why people are letting fireworks off. I could see some fireworks off outside my window, and I don't know why. Is there some sort of special date about the 17th of November? Something special? I don't know. But yeah, let's take a look. So it's like Kinagusa. I mean, this is it. I mean, ooh, actually, I thought Kinagusa would have more AA, but still, it's not bad. At the end of the day, it's something armoured, something that carries float planes, and having more float planes is superb. Something with actual firepower, too. I don't think it's worth keeping a service task force in this area. And if it comes down to carry a battle in the Coral Sea, it's probably, these guys aren't going to make all the difference. So I'm going to have them return to truck. So they should be at truck in like, what, 2 days or so? But at least we'll have another heavy cruiser there. Yeah, I can't wait for Distant Worlds 2. That's going to be awesome, man. Definitely looking forward to that. I really like, from what I read, I saw like a Reddit post where they're on about giving away a little bit more information. I'll have to see if I can get in contact with them through like Matrix that's delivering. But yeah, I'd love to see something like Distant Worlds 2 soon. Ideally, it has a multiplayer. If there's a multiplayer, then that'd be amazing. If you could get between Pearl Harbor and the West Coast undetected, you can definitely disrupt future operations for him. Well, this is it. It's one of these things of, like, we don't have a definite time, really, here. So you can imagine just how much havoc it could potentially cause. And if we do have an MKB over here... and then we're going to be looking at another fleet carrier arriving in the near future, obviously Shoho. It could really be something of a... what's the American term? Is it a Hail Mary or a Hail Mary? I think it's a Hail Mary, isn't it? Yeah, I don't even know really what a Hail Mary means, but it sounds good. I hear it a lot. It's a very big Americanism, isn't it? But a Hail Mary. We'll go for that. But yeah, I can imagine if we do have all our carriers in the Pacific here, we could, in effect, force a lot of things if we want to. Like, if he still has his carrier or carriers, however many down here, and then we're able to roam freely here while we maintain naval search out this way. In theory, if he does move to chase us, we could actually move to intercept him and destroy him in the open, per se. But we could do a lot of things. It is going to come at the cost of the Dutch East Indies to a degree. But we do have a number of very useful air bases. And he has more or less ceded the Dutch East Indies in terms of, like, in terms of control of the skies. I mean, we can move... I mean, I'm not going to move through here yet, but in time we will move there. We're going to capture an additional bases on Borneo. I'm going to be making a move towards Balikpapan shortly as well. But we are growing increasingly confident over there. Especially as we'll have ground-based zeros as well, which is going to be very, very fortunate. Oh, yeah. Who knows, really? It's dramatically changed the flow of the game here. The fact that he is down here really does change a lot of things. Which is going to be very interesting. So we'll see how things really shape up. Okay. But yeah, I think the Marshall Islands will be fine. Right, these guys over here, they're going to be prepared for some time. Just going to have them stood down to rest then. I could have them actually train while they're there. I don't think it matters if their aircraft are out. Naval search is pretty good, actually. The defense is alright. Fairly good, actually. Okay. I mean, this is disconcerting about the submarine there. I'm going to have it head towards Midway. Sorry, Wake instead, for the time being. Try and shake off that submarine. Ideally, we should be able to make it out of the area. It might be worthwhile heading, yeah, I think what we'll do then is head this way first. Try and drop the submarine and then move on. I do find it disconcerting that there is a submarine there. I find it really, really like... That was some luck for him to actually have them there, right in that spot. Really interesting. But who knows how long they've been there. 4th Air Division. Moving that out shortly. I'm gonna have to figure out where we're gonna have that. I need to actually garrison that base too. But I will. There's a lot of things in motion right now. What are the roads like on Mindanao? Okay, so... secondary halfway, and then move into major roads. That's nice. Okay. You're moving the rest of the 3rd Air Division there. So the 21st Air Division is going to be moving out shortly. That means I do have a lot of actual transportation assets over here. Yeah, currently unloading. Seems a bit much to have that much of an escort, but I suppose it might be worthwhile to be a little bit more cautious. But I think what I'm going to do is actually split it in half. I don't even really need warships doing it, to be honest. But I want to have warships just because I want to use them around this area to be able to move troops. But what I'm going to do then is, let's see. Where there's something different. Hello there, Pancho. Where can I find any tips and tricks on how to win the war in this game? It depends who you're playing as, really. But a good place to start is the forum. But of course, you can join my Discord as well. We do have a pretty active War in the Pacific community. And yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. Oh, so they're separate. Actually, I tell you what, it might be worthwhile. So cancel that. Right, have them undock. Banzai indeed. How you doing there, Vulcan? Right, I'm going to have you load up another Naval Guard unit. They're loading there. Load up the 15th. Troops only. Accept. Right, there we go. So we'll get them loaded. And then what I'm going to do then, I'm going to refocus, take the Philippines. Should have done that. Yeah, play the Allies. It's not wrong either, is it? Yeah, so I'm going to get more assets moving over there to, namely to Kikayan. If we break him on Mindanao, then that's the large US garrison in that area dealt with then. Some additional victory points, which are nice, but yeah, it means that we can move assets around there, because it has been a bit of a roadblock. But I'm gonna close it on this area now. You can win against the AI, sure. You can win against the human player. It's just, it's difficult. But it's significantly easier to play the AI and win. Okay. So the 21st Division is going to move down there. Right, I'm going to let those ships continue to unload the cargo there. I would like to get the engineers out of here, actually. So I'm going to have them move out. Get them to San Fernando. Yeah, as Mike says there, plays the Allies. Like, it would be nice to keep them here, but as far as I can say, it's probably better to have these guys made ready for, like, somewhere like Singapore. They would be really welcome down there. So we'll get them moving out. I'm half tempted to move the artillery as well, to be honest. That's a big-ass mortar, to be honest. That's an even bigger mortar. I think I'm going to move the mortars. Well, the artillery. If he launches an attack at Bataan, I don't know, maybe he could push me back, but then he's pushing me back into... I think Clark is ×3 terrain there. And we have level 3 defenses, which are going to be increasing anyway. Yeah, again, like, if he pushes me out of out of Bataan, he's expending more supply, but he can't replace, and ultimately he's going to bring his downfall on sooner. Right. These valves will be ready tomorrow, which would be nice. I don't know about that. We did bombard Port Helen last turn. But I'm not going to bombard Bataan. Like, it's not worth it. Like, the same at Singapore, it's not worth it. At Wenkao, sure, I'll bombard now. I'm looking forward to taking Wenkao. Make sure we get the detection level up. How you doing there, bud? Good to have you, my friend. Okay. Gonna try and boost the detection level there as much as possible. Partner. Yeah, I know it's not gonna be particularly fantastic with the Moonlight, but I would like to keep it up. I want to put as much pressure on him as possible there, really. Yeah, the ARs are a really good, really good place to take a look at. I love the fact that he's not moving his units. It just seems really, really daft. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I'm still definitely learning myself. As you guys know. So I'll make a lot of mistakes. So a good way to learn as well is by looking at the mistakes I've made and really seeing what happened, the decisions behind it, and then really what the repercussions were. But then also how to recover from that. Okay. Now, speaking to Infinite last night, we can't decide whether this actually indicates that a unit is moving out, because it's like no other counter in the game that we've seen so far has a movement icon like that, which is all black, while as everything else has like one with colour in, so it might be like a glitch or something, but we'll see. You know what? I've got Command Modern Operations. I really need to learn how to play. I really need to learn how to play. The reason why I find it difficult to get into CMO is because I'm not really knowledgeable in modern weapon systems or anything like that, but I really need to learn how to play, because it looks good and I want to learn how to play. Well, that's it, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, these units have just arrived. I did about 80. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it'd be nice to actually see the graphics. I do agree on that one. So I do have a couple... We need to look at the actual garrisons in China, to be honest. That's going to be coming up soon enough. These divisions are marching, so what do they march on? Secondary roads. So they'll arrive there in 2 days at Loyang. But in a few days at Loyang, we'll be ready to move out. And as if he actually does move forces out from Nanyang, I'll be quite happy there. In all honesty, is it even worth it? I'm going to say no. I don't think it's worthwhile having this guy move there. What I'm going to do then is have him placed back on the rail lines. As soon as we deal with this unit here, I can have him move down to Wuchang, and then actually have him move down here to this area where it's actually going to be worthwhile having them. We do have an engineer regiment on its way over here. I'm trying to assemble as much as I can over here as quickly as I can. We're going to have the Yokosuka 3rd SLF ready at Langson in about 2-3 days. Well, about 3-4 days, really, if anything. Which would be good news. As far as I can tell, he's left 2 corps here. He might have left this corps here. What I'm going to do then is refocus the reconnaissance now. Right, so you're running reconnaissance over Quailin. I'm going to run it over Luchao, I think. We need to get a measure of what's going on across the area. Nanyang, Changsha, Hengyang, Jikyang, 25th Chinese, whatever that is. I don't know which is the 25th actually, that's interesting. Have another Kueiyang to make sure. Chongqing, Taiyuan, Shaoyang. Like, it'd be nice to know about Nanyang, but I'm not too concerned. I'd rather know about what's going on down here than anything else. Chongqing's all well and good, but what I want to do is actually find out if there's still a unit here. Right, there we go. Have you transferred to Hankow? There we go. That's an unacceptable number there, still stood down. Good news is a lot of them will be ready tomorrow. We have a good number here. Obviously I would like to have more. Have them all just stand down, sorry. Well, troop transport, but all resting. Alright, just have them all rest, burn any fatigue. Yeah, but not as much so. Like, China is very different to any other theatre that we have right now. Like, it would be handy to have more reconnaissance in the Dutch East Indies, but I can make do. Whilst in China, I need to know when a lot of things are at pretty much all times and just really, like, look at the movement and flow of his units. Okay, they've arrived, that's good. I do worry that it might be moving submarines into this area. Alright, how many days we're looking? Apparently 1 day here. Oh no, never mind. Shipyard. That's going to take a long time. It's probably not even worthwhile having here, to be honest. I'll have it move out to Nagasaki. Right, 3 days until it's ready. And then I'll have it move to like Nagasaki or one of the other larger shipyards. So we have our lords over here at Hong Kong. Can't remember when I moved them, actually. Alright, we do have these guys over here. I could move them very quickly up here. I'll keep them there for the time being. I do wonder if I need to move the Southern Army out, to be honest. It might be worthwhile using... yeah, it might be worthwhile having the air transports move the Southern Army over here to Kutbaru. At least then I could actually benefit from having another headquarters there. Well, in the vicinity, I should say. So it's got a range of 9. If it was at Kutbaru, it would cover Singapore. It would be very nice to actually have that additional AV. Well, then saying that, it's one of those if I need them to burn that fatigue off. We're not going to be attacking Singapore in the short term, per se. I'm going to stand you down, actually have you rest. Okay. I think what we're going to do then is we're going to start to hit the assets over here. So if I have them on 12, naval attack. I think keep the numbers low, only about 30% of the squadron. Alright, there we go. 8,000 feet. In fact, probably better to split the squadron up, really, but... keep it unified. So most likely it's going to be hitting Palembang, but that's good news. Start hitting these guys, we'll have a good number of fighters escorting, try and deal with this. I could actually hit the airfield at Palembang, but I'd rather hit the ships. I need to clear the ships out of the way, really. But I do want to drive home the message that, yes, I do have naval bombers now in that area. I do want to clear the, well, have them move into the area without much in the way of problems either. Good job they can refuel here at Marine. Decent amount of fuel there as well. Okay. But I think I might have the Southern Army move down here to Malaya in the near future. I imagine I probably have some assets that could do that now. So I'll see if I can find something. Yeah, like something like this would do really well. Don't really want them to unload. That will be useful to actually have some fuel down here when I need it. Is there any difference feature-wise between one of the East, West, and Pacific? A lot. A lot. Like, East, I'd say, is probably the best way to get into the actual series. Has the largest... well, no, well, Pacific obviously has the largest theatre. But I'd say it's good. It's a really good mix between, like, casually-ish, like... I'd say it's a good mix between the depth, complexity, difficulty, and enjoyment, really. Like, War in the West is more towards the complexity, and due to the actual time frame, it's not particularly enjoyable as the Axis, per se, but you can enjoy it significantly more as the Allies. But there's going to be the War in the East 2, which is going to be out next year as well. I think maybe Q1 or maybe a little bit later than that. But that one's going to have, like, obviously the theatre setting of War of the East with the mechanics of War of the East, War in the West, so it's going to be really interesting. I mean, War of the Pacific has... It's a completely different beast, really, to be honest. There's not much in the way of similarities between, like, War of the East and War of the West and, like, War of the Pacific. They share the same names, and I can imagine there's, like, a lot of stuff under the hood that's somewhat similar. But they are more or less different beasts. I think that's probably the best way I can summarize, really. Right, what am I going to do then? Amphibious. I'm going to get the Southern Army moved over into Malaya. Sure, cruise speed 14. Okay, that's fine. I'll throw in another sub-chaser just in case. It's unnecessary, but it's worthwhile if I'm going to move in the Southern Army. I don't want to lose anything. Right, so they're going to move over there to Saigon to pick up the Southern Army, move them into Malaya. Having another headquarters would be quite welcome. I do desperately need to get... Where are you? Yeah. I do desperately need to get that regiment, the 144th Regiment, back to Malaya. Which is going to take a long time, but it would be worthwhile. To be honest, East doesn't really have much in the way of naval. To be honest, like, War of the Pacific seems a little bit daunting, and it's like the naval aspect doesn't seem too terribly interesting, but it really... It's fantastic, because you get that mix of, like, land warfare, air warfare, and ground warfare, obviously. Did I say ground warfare? Warfare? Naval warfare. I forgot which one I didn't say there. But you also get that economics that you don't particularly get in War of the West and War of the East. I mean, War of the East 2 will have a superior economics angle to it, which is going to be interesting, and a better logistics as well. I don't know. Personal preference. At the end of the day, the games will be going up for sale shortly, I'd imagine. They usually do a sale in December to January anyway. So that's a good time to get in. Like, the game goes down to, like, I don't know, like 20 odd pounds. So definitely worthwhile. Got you here and you're very nice. What do I do with you? Oh, I recall now. And have you converted? AV. There we go. It's going to take a while, but it'll be worthwhile. Let's get in there. Still a good number of days, but eventually Congo will be ready. Right, you're finished now. Yeah, well that's it really, as Mike says there. Does Pakoi need a garrison? Of course it bloody well does. I'm going to have these guys head out to San Fernando. They can actually go ahead and pick up the engineers once they do arrive there. Yeah, I mean, one of the West does have, like, a really good air... how do you explain? Yeah, it has a lot of good air mechanics. I'd say, in some ways, deeper than one of the Pacific, but... I don't know, I'd say they're probably on par, to be honest, in terms of, like, air power. But then again, like, with War of the Pacific, you do have a wider range of availability. But it's hard to say. Yeah, air abstraction, yeah. But one of the East 2 will combine that in there. So that's something to bear in mind there, really. Eventually they will release, well, supposedly eventually they will release, like, War in Europe, which is basically going to be East and West. Which would be amazing. But okay, I'm getting off topic here. Now, after speaking with Infinite, we did decide... We've spoken about this a while ago, actually. But basically, let's see. We're going to shut down the production of certain... Yeah, like the G3M2 is going to shut down production. We're going to shut down a production of a few and shut down repairs of a few factories over here. The reason is we need to boost the amount of supply that we have in the hull miles. So each turn that we're not producing something over there, or repairing something over there, is like another 1,000 tons of supply in the hull miles. So we're going to just... yeah, just wait. Build it back up again. Now I'm going to take this over here. Right, they'll be shifted over shortly. But it's the 24th Sentai. I'm going to have them upgraded to the guy for the freeze. We do have 14, which is fantastic. So I'll have them upgrade. Now, what I could do with doing is actually get some Ki-27s over there. But I don't think we have much in the way of issues here. You say that, Nomadic. You say that, but trust me, you'd enjoy it. Like, the best thing to do is, like, find, like, another person to play with. Because then it's, like, it's just an unrivaled amount of enjoyment that you can actually get from facing off against a human opponent. There's just so much that can be done. It's a very deep game, but if you find somebody who's also new to the game as well, then you can learn together, and it's a very healthy way to learn the game and enjoy the game. Okay. There's a temptation in me to actually have this heavy artillery potentially sent back towards Hengyang, but then again... Ooh, wow. Which way are they travelling? Why are they travelling that way? That's not wise. I'm going to cancel that movement. Have them move back towards... Yeah, have them move here towards Kukong, and then they can march down the major roads. So, like, right now, it looks like they'd be taking a long time to march there. So have them march there. You can actually remain in position now, which is fine. Do have the 51st reconnaissance moving that way anyway. It doesn't seem like it's actually going to be moving out of the area, so that's fine by me. Oh, you'd be surprised. Right. I mean, this shock attack would be nice to see here next turn. Okay, so what we are doing with these AVs is basically... We're trying to leapfrog across the island to Japan, really. That's the intention there. Ideally, these Ki-48s will be significantly... Well, they'll make a significant impact on the area here. I'm worried about the AS over here, but I think she'll be okay. Submarine's moving. Okay. So we're going to wait then. We're going to wait until the actual heavy cruisers are available at truck and then move out. Gives us another 3 days for the oilers to get their asses in gear. I'll turn the engineers until we're done with them. I need to get to port size 7, to be honest. Okay, we are going to have a significant amount of aviation support on the way. Though, truth be told, I might have it moved around the area to certain key bases, to be honest. It would allow me then to push out even further to the additional islands of aviation. I really do need to free up the aviation coys, to be honest. Because they're very nice, very easy to work with. Alright, we are building our fortifications here, that's good. Subs are still moving south. I'm not going to do that. It could be worthwhile doing. But then I don't want to, like, give away too much in the way of, like, oh, hey, I'm over here looking at specifically what you've got. Right, so we do have fuel on its way to truck, which is good news. Gonna need that. What I'm going to do when I set up the actual raid over Rangoon, I'm just trying to think if there's anything that I've missed. Like, this is it. I don't like the massive delays between the turns, really, just because I feel I always forget something. But we do have all 45 zeros. Fatigue on the pilots is actually pretty low, which is good news. Have them sweep at 25,000 feet. He's a busy guy. I can understand it. Okay, so we'll hit Rangoon with about 30% of the bombers there. We'll fly 16,000 feet with the fighters as well then, actually. There we go. So we're going to have 45-0 sweep in there. The good news is once I actually do establish a dominance over Burma, which we will be able to do, we'll then be able to move these zeros ideally south. I'd like to have these zeros in position over the Dutch East Indies, to be honest. The reason being they're just superb. That range is just fantastic. Well, this is it. But what we're going to do is the standard procedure, really, for the future. And just from what we've learned, we send a small amount, actually I'm going to send 30%. We send about 30 or so percent with a heavy amount of escort. So if we do lose some bombers, it's not the end of the world. We can recover that. But we're always going in there with the threat. So he can't just stand down combat air patrol. So we'll take this turn, which is good news. I'm going to make sure... I don't know. I'm going to keep them planning for Rangoon, I guess. Would be nice to actually have that. Keep detection level up on Rangoon. Oddly enough, it doesn't actually... Does that mean he's got no unit here? Okay. So I'm just thinking, like, if he actually doesn't have a unit here, it would be probable suicide, but it's something to bear in mind in the future, because if we landed there, we'd have the refinery, which theoretically would produce supplies for us. But yeah, I mean, that's something to take into consideration. It's interesting, but it doesn't just seem to... It's just like, just put a goddamn unit in those bases, for the love of God. And then they can't be taken by paratroopers, and you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, it would be nice, but it'd be suicide. But it's something to bear in mind in the future. Once the focus does shift out from China, then things like that will become quite interesting. Finding it hard to say what else we need to do out here, to be honest. Guess I'll keep them in position there so they can't block the rail line. Hmm. 68th Division, so Chengchao and Hankow. I might move the brigade out there to deal with that unit. And to be honest, I'd like to have a unit there just to put a little bit of pressure on Ichang, to be honest. So I'll have it move out. If I have a unit present here as well, then at least it's not like, well, I can just pull straight out of Ichang. I would like to keep some pressure up there, and I'd also like to try and convince them that we're going to be making the move over here, to be honest. Ah, that's it. Right, let's see. Yep. That looks good. They're going to remain here. There's a strong part of me that wants to move that KI-431Bs, but I can't do that yet. Right, there we go, at long last. Okay. In all honesty, I could have these moved out wherever I like and actually make good use of them. Well, I mean, this is it. It's all about jockeying for position, as you do say there. I mean, Midway has been Japanese for some weeks now. I think we held it since December, to be honest. As far as we're aware, there's at least 2 or more carriers down here at Wellington. They may have since moved. But what we're looking towards doing then is actually having, like, if I get the drawing tools, if it makes it significantly easier to explain. Okay. Worth the investment. Yeah. So, his carriers are down here, as far as we can tell. At least 2 of them are. Again, as far as we can tell. What we're thinking of doing then is actually having what will be the combined fleet head for Canton. I think this is Canton Island. I assume that's Canton Island. So we're going to have 4 of the fleet carriers that could so the fast carriers alongside the fast battleships and a nice task force and additional destroyers. So around about 20 to 25 ships. So oilers are going to be moving out from Truk. 2 task forces of oilers are moving out, 1 fast, 1 slow. So they're moving out towards Canton Island. So we're going to wait at least 3 more days at Truk before we move out with the fleet carriers. So yeah, oilers moving out. We're going to look to refuel as close to Canton, as close to US waters as we possibly can. From there, we're going to be looking towards breaking through into this area here, undetected ideally. From there, heading north, but at the same time, and probably could get it underway shortly actually. I'm going to have the Shoho with a task force move out over here to the north to escort some oilers, ideally within range of Midway's H6K force to keep them under cover so we can actually detect what's going on. And then what we're doing is we're moving the Mini-Kidbatai, which is moving to Babaldawab to refuel, then it's going to move to Truk over there. So essentially what we're doing then is going to make a play for the waters of the, well, the West Coast waters really there, and try and hit any allied ship in that area. And the thing is, he's so far away at Wellington, he's not really going to be able to do much. As far as we can tell, I don't know, he might be heading to the Indian Ocean. He might try to raid the Coral Sea. But the thing is, it's like we're still going to have naval detection across this entire line here. Suddenly this area here now has a little bit of a gap, but that's going to be covered next turn. So if he tries to move to the Coral Sea, we'll know about that. And we've got level bombers, well, naval bombers at Rabal, Gazmata, Luganville at the moment, or else we could move significantly more assets into this area. We'd also have the Kidbatai, the mini Kidbatai, and Akagi and Karga here at Truk, which we could form a pretty strong task force around and then use that to augment our land-based aircraft. So, to be honest, he's going to be in a very, very difficult position. Yeah, I know you're saying there, Voken. Like, I'm very much in a position of, it's either or, but I'd rather have the carriers, to be honest. Well, sorry, the additional cruisers. I think Shoho is good to go now. Right, what I'm going to do then... How much can she handle? Yeah, most welcome. Yeah, I want to see this straight before I die. Oh dear. Alright. Well, it is, but it's worthwhile. We'll get these additional destroyers in here. Okay, we'll to place a board. I really wish it had not broken up into 10, but we'll see. Yeah, more or less, but that's just how the game is, really. So I can fit a decent amount there. Place them aboard Shoho. Okay. See, what I could do with these guys now is I could attempt to try and transfer them to different air bases and then try to get them. The thing is, like, Midway so bloody far away, but we could attempt to, like, move them out. Like, I could have them potentially move down to Paramishirojima. So at least if we were to hang around Paramishirojima, at least I could actually have air reinforcements if needed. But yeah, we'll get them underway. Oilers are here. Well, no, those are heading to... Yeah, there's the Oilers. They're headed to Midway. There's another Oiler as well, but I need to go ahead and catch up with them. So we're going to have the Shoho make her a maiden voyage, really. Would be nice to have some float planes there, to be honest. Mizzou home. Would be nice, but I'm not going to have her sent out. Right, load has been completed, that's good. So they're going to head for Midway. I wouldn't mind a cruiser, but she's got a decent amount of destroyers. She's able to move pretty quickly anyway. Good news as well is at least we have a bunch of decoys. I mean, the destroyers can always be peeled off. But they're going to make for Midway. They're not going to actually head to Midway, but they're going to head towards Midway. Okay, so we'll get that underway. A couple more in repair, to be honest, but let's see. Number of submarines over here, actually. That's good. I'll have you repair the actual system damage first. Yeah. So these guys are undergoing repairs over here. Not taking too long. Aoku Maru, fantastic. Shipyard. Alright, we'll get those subs moving out. Be really good to actually have additional submarines there. I-5 and I-22. Equipped with float planes. Can you actually handle one? Not entirely sure. But if I could get a Jake on there, I'd be quite happy. But indeed, we'll have them move out. It gives us additional submarines and additional just assets in the area, to be honest. Very handy. you can upgrade to a Jake, I'd be happy. There we go. Right, so that's going to be good then. So we're going to have Shoho get underway now, which is good news. It's going to take a few days for Shoho to get into position anyway. Better to get her moving now. I am tempted to actually move some naval bombers out too. I'm going to say midway. Even if it's only using bombs, that's fine by me. But it would be nice to have that additional naval surge. Let's take a look. I'm gonna have you downgraded to G3M2s. Upgrade them to G3M2s. Right, you can see that we have 27 there. It's gonna take a few days for them to be ready. To be honest, I should have done that elsewhere. I should have actually had them move into Tokyo. But I can still have them move anyway, so I'll have them move to Tokyo. Should have moved them to Tokyo. Should have done it in Tokyo. Right, they're going to take some time to arrive at Tokyo. Should have done it at Tokyo. That was a silly move. Right, we do have the G4M1s over here. Now, for example, let's see. If I put them to full range. Well, max range. What's their maximum transfer distance? $47, okay. I could transfer them to Wake. I'm going to transfer them to Wake. Oh, it's so bloody restricted, isn't it? God damn it. Can I have them move to Panamashiro Jima at least? Goddamn restricted. What's irritating? Oh well, it is what it is. Right, so you're going to load up the Sasiba. Doesn't look like I can move it all, but that's not bad. I can manage. Get it moving. Then get it shifted down here, to be honest. Might even make a move on Cebu in the near future as well. Okay. So in a few days we'll be able to move a few naval bombers out that way. If I'd have done things right, it might have been a few less days, but that's bloody what I'm like. I always bloody do something and then think about it. God damn it. Oh well. It works out fine enough. In fairness, I could always transfer the actual naval bombers from Roynham if needs be. In fairness, I'll have them run the naval surge. I was saying that they are in a good position, but I'm going to have them run the naval search, have these guys run the ASW. And it'll cut their range in half, but they could still reach... Yeah, they could still run it around these waters. How you doing there, Apollo? Not bad, not bad. We're just getting underway. Well, we're just getting things ready now. We've got the Oilers are moving out towards Canton Island. We've got the Oilers moving out from Japan. Shoho will be moving out from Japan this turn. We'll be having the combined fleets, so the unit of 4 carriers moving out from Truk towards the US West Coast in about 3 days. So in about 3 days is when the operation well and truly goes into effect. We're looking at about the 19th of February for us to be able to put this into effect over here as well for the operation to ideally tackle this area. We need to watch this number though. Definitely need to watch that number. We're going to go ahead with the air raid over Changsha next turn. Should have gone through last turn, but it didn't because it was bloody pain. I might have, to be honest, I'm kind of tempted to have some of these guys move out elsewhere, but we'll do that in the near future. Oh, you're not aware of that, are you, Small? Okay, I'm going to do this again, just for condensed. I'll just do it a condensed version. But in about 3 days, well, we've got Oilers that are moving out to Canton Island right now. One Oiler group and a second Oiler group. One's faster, one's slower, but yes, we are moving all the fuel. We've emptied the fuel at Truk. We're moving all the fuel down here towards Canton Island. We're going to have a 4-carrier task group, which is going to be made up of the fast carriers from Kiribatai, but obviously the fast BBs and etc. They're going to be moving down here. We're going to have the Mini Kiribatai move to Babaldwar, which is about there to go refuel. Then Mini Kiribatai is going to move over there to Truk to link up with Akagi and Kaga. From this point on now, we do have Oilers already underway. They're going to be headed towards Midway, but we're going to have them really hang around this area here, really, to be honest. Shoho is going to be moving out there to escort the Oilers, but then what we're going to do then is try to get the actual combined fleet carrier, so obviously the 4CV task force. They're going to move towards this area and try to slip through. Ideally move towards here. If they're undetected here, it would be ideal if they were undetected. If not, oh well. But we're going to move towards these shipping lanes over here, and then sweep the area, destroy anything we can, link it with Shoho, refuel with Shoho, and then probably head back to Truk, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. So that's the rundown of the operation. Simply said. Not easily done. Okay. I'll leave you here. leave you here. I'm gonna have you... Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It is ambitious, but it is pretty... I think it's got a good chance of working. I have these head for Tokyo. And the reason why... I mean, I wish I had a faster... Do I have a faster PB? Yeah, this is live. I do that tactical war game. I need a faster PB. Ideally, I could find one from elsewhere, to be honest. I'll take when the destroyers when they actually arrive. So these guys will be heading to Busanga next turn to actually hit the area now. Should be good news. Right, normal threat threshold. So indeed, we're going to try and destroy them over there at Busanga. I'll change that from a waypoint to a patrol. Cancel destination. Patrol that area. Oof, nice. Turn 159. One day we'll get there too. One day. I think we're on like turn 67 here at the moment. Yeah, it's such a fantastic game, isn't it? I definitely agree. Okay. Good few jacks there, very nice. Yeah, the resizing and training has been ongoing here. It'll be settling down with the IG, well, IGN shortly, and then it's really up to the IJ that we're going to get onto, well, up to scratch, but that'll not take too much longer. Okay. Let's see, I've got my reconnaissance over here. Zinka Wang, no longer necessary. I'm playing against the Historical Gamer. He's a fellow YouTuber, definitely worth checking him out. But we don't have any mods, we're playing this purely vanilla. Thank you very much for the follow there, my friend. But yeah, we're playing this pretty much vanilla. I'm just using a map mod. A stacking mod might have been nice, but it's too late now, I suppose, this time. Well, I'm going to try and identify what's going on here. Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. Good opponent. Very good opponent. I'd like to actually check out the base at Kuching, see if it's actually occupied or not. Yeah, reconnaissance over there would be nice. Right. I do want to run the bombing campaign here. But what we're going to do, Ben, we did have him run a bit long-range combat patrol over Singapore a few days ago. I need to identify where his actual fighters are, because if they've moved out of the area, then I can really get the bombing campaign once again underway, which I would very much like to do so. And this is it. Once we've actually removed the air threat, then we're pretty good to go. It's going to be something that's going to be happening more or less continuously until we actually remove all his bases in Dutch East Indies, but it is what it is. Now, speaking of that, let's see. They've finished loading. No. It doesn't look... I could have the 5 light cruisers over here take all these islands, and I think I will do that. Right. I want to take 4 of these. Sorry, 5 of these. Yeah, Kopang's really, really good. I need fuel here. Well, they can get underway to Makassar, and I could refuel them. No, I can't. Not yet on Java. Not yet. We're getting close to that point. I'm having troops moving out to Makassar. They're going to be landing over here at Balapapan. I do have a 4th division in the area that has been split into 3 detachments. So we're going to have detachment, I think it's C, landed at Balapapan. It's either detachment C or detachment B. But yeah, they're going to be heading towards Balapapan. I'm going to be really looking towards clearing the area. But I'm going to get these 5 light cruisers underway. I just want to conquer the area very, very quickly. Gives us additional bases to actually use, and it denies him bases, which is good news. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys. Yeah, oil's really good. We'll get that soon enough. Grab that too. We'll see if there's any of them that are of use. How to get to these other guys? Is it on the other side of the island? Yeah, unfortunately so. And there is a road there, so I could just use 1 unit to take that. I could have Denpasar taken, but I'd rather go in there properly, not half-cocked. So these ones I'd have to take on the other side of the island. It doesn't look like I can actually get to that one either. Yeah, it's red, so I'd have to go around here. I could grab that one. Let's see, is there road? There's no roads. God damn, that's awful. Not exactly brilliant. Well, to be honest. F6, I believe. Yeah, F6. I tell you what I'm going to do then instead is grab the light cruisers. I'm going to go ahead and have them head down here. And then we're going to have them go ahead and take Lautam. Right, head down there. Have them do that. Gives us the additional reinforcements that we need there for the Second House to the left. And then we can take on the actual Dutch forces over here. There's not terribly many of them, so a Naval Guard unit would take that out. Now, what I'm going to do then, while this force is passing by, we'll take the Iceycrome. I'm going to grab a few of those destroyers there. Yeah, we've got the vast majority of the actual useful bases. So minimum bombardment range is going to be about 21,000 yards. I might get the DDs involved, to be fair. 19,000 yards. No, I'll keep the DDs free, really. Well, Darwin will come in the future, really. Its time will come. Like, at the moment, right now, it's shut down, so it's really nothing of a particular problem for me. But eventually its time will come. I'd like to secure it, but it's not really on the agenda as of right now. Right, have you do that. Reconnaissance there. Overlap them. We'll bombard it as we pass by, and then they can head over to Namla. So, bombard Namla. Sorry, not Namla, Lautam, how the hell you say it. Then they're going to head back to Namla. Time is allowed, so bombard there. This then allows the Kyoko, Maru, and the Kishino to head back to Namla. Kyoko, Maru's going to head back to Babaldwar then afterwards. But you're going to head to Namla, so we can actually rearm the BBs and continue the bombardment of Ambon. Yeah, they can get underway there. But he's got 6 bombers over here, so if we can actually hit them with a bombardment, that'd be quite nice. Yep. What we're doing is actually moving the Kishino. So let's see. So Kishino is going to be moved out here to Namla. And then what we're going to do is at Namla have the Kishino rearm, and then we're just going to be more or less round the clock bombarding Ambon. We have Fuso and Yamashiro. Originally we were using Kopang as a rearm base, but we are pulling back as we're moving the MKB to Babaldwar. And then MKB is going to be moving towards Truck. So what we're going to do is set up like bombardment pairing. So let's see. think I'm going to have Fuso and Yamashiro bombard once again. And then they can actually head to Namla and await rearmament. Oh, you have 22,000 yards. That's interesting. Right. So bombard Ambon. Yeah. It's a shame about Fuso. She actually, she hadn't actually seen any damage from battle. Her damage came from a bloody destroyer that ran into her. Bit of a bloody pain. Right. What I'm going to do then is escort over you just in case. There we go. Yeah, this works with World Pacific Admirals Edition. I tell you what, let's see. Get it up here. So, if you have Discord, and I'd recommend downloading Discord. See you later, then, Nomadic. Have a good one. Yes, if you head over to Discord, like I've got my server over here, I'll actually bring you a link up over here. 2 seconds. There we go. So, if you join the Discord, apparently I've got to log into Twitch. That's weird. Apparently I'm not logged in on this, so I'll just do it through here. Kind of weird. Yeah. So if you join the Discord over here, I mean, if you go down to, let's see, Warden Pacific over here, and if you click on the pinned messages, yeah, here you go. So these are like all the actual mods. There's a lot of useful stuff on here as well, but if you look through here, you see all the links. It tells you how to do it, and to get everything looking brilliant, to be honest. I'd go for the most recent. There you go. Yeah, the mods really do make a difference. This mod's fantastic. It's my personal favourite, to be honest. It just makes the game look superb. Absolutely superb. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is move these Ki-48s down to Ambon. Sorry, Namla. What have I got there? I've got the third GAF. That's actually not bad. My Twitter. Oh man, that's a rare one. I get complimented on Twitter. I don't really post that much, to be honest. I need to start using it more, but it's one of those things. It's like, what the hell do you tweet about? What the hell do you even talk about? But right, I'm gonna have these guys shifted down here to Namla. The reason being, I'm gonna have them run ASW in that area, which they're really, really good at. Just the actual pilots. Right, so we'll run that low as we can. Yeah, exactly. Right, 9. So they're going to run ASW, which means that while we are running the bombardment over here, at least we can actually keep up ASW. And we've got fighter screen. Obviously, the reconnaissance over here would be nice. Right, these guys are heading over here. Ideally, there's no enemy in place, but we'll see about that. Right. We're already over here. Superb. Cancel that. I've got 2 here then, so what I can do then is actually split these guys up. Both amphibious. It is a little bit dangerous for them to be on their own, so I'd like to try and find... yeah, morale here. I'd like to try and find like a troll boat, actually. But I will get them underway. Need to conquer all these islands as quickly as possible, really. Right, you're heading out there, kind of the Maizuru 2nd SLF, which is air troop, well, paratroopers. To be honest, there's a part of me that wishes I kept them out this way, but I imagine they'll come in handy in the Java area. Oh, here's morale. I'm not entirely sure about that one. Could be right, not gonna argue. Okay, we do have a number of patrol boats here. Right, perfect timing. Merge. There we go. Oh, overtime. That's good to know. Okay. So looking good in this area then. And I'd like to get the K48 to move down here to this, to Gazmata, etc. Probably Rabal, but around this area as well to try and deal with the submarine threats. We will need to get transportation down to Comac in the near future to pick up the actual troops that conquered New Caledonia. Still waiting to see what happens down here. I mean, we did detect, what, like, at least 2 USN carriers at Wellington about 2 days ago. So we're desperately trying to figure out if they're still at Wellington. But either way, it doesn't make a tremendous amount of difference. It would be nice to know about that. Well, what we're hoping to do as well, we've got a big operation underway. I'd explain it, but I've done it 3 times already, so I was hoping that I'm not going to annoy anybody. But basically, we have an operation to come up in a few days. We kind of think that he's got, well, we can theorize he's got 2, well, we know he's got roughly 2 carriers at Wellington. We're trying to figure out if he's got any additional ones at Wellington. But what we're trying to do, we do have naval search basically set up all along here, actually. Oh, that's good then, that's good. That makes things easier to explain. But what I'm hoping to be able to do in the near future as well is maybe look towards conquering this area. But what I would be doing then is parking like an AKE, probably on one of these islands nearby, and then just round the clock bombarding. But we'll see. I'm still shocked though, but he's not done anything at Savai. Savai is going to come up and be very useful in the future. I just can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Okay, I'm going to grab these bad boys. I don't particularly feel too hot to have them here. Now, I could have them head to Lugan. Well, to Luganville perhaps. There's some fuel over there. Well, there will be fuel out there. I'll have them head towards... Yeah, it's a question of where the hell do we have them head towards? There's a decent amount of fuel... Well, sorry, supply at Talawar if needs be. Yeah, invade them all, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, this is it. If we're able to take this, it'd be quite nice. I mean, personally, what I'd like to do is, if we do have the ability to do so, I'd like to take control of Palmyra and just these islands in general. And it would be it'd be complementary to having Midway as well. It'd be quite nice to bottle him up in this area. Not really, I mean, not literally. I mean, obviously, the fact is, if you want to move to that area, it's not a goddamn thing I could do about it. But I'd like to have naval search in that area to actually know when it does move. That would be quite nice. Just try and make his life difficult down here. I mean, ultimately, I'd love to have Tahiti. And that's the only airfield really in this entire area. It would cause him a bloody problem to actually take Tahiti on the Society Islands. But that's something that I'd like to consider. But we'll see. It's all dependent on really what happens with regards to CVs as to how long it extends our conquest period, I suppose you could say. Well, this is it, isn't it, really? Like, if I can cut off the actual assets moving this way, and this is it, if we were able to catch like a Marine Division crossing here, or anything moving here, it's going to make his life significantly harder. If he's going to have to rely on the resources in this area, it's going to be difficult for him. It's going to really have a big impact on what he can and can't do. I mean, ideally what I'm trying to do here is buy time. Is gain additional time, really. Best case scenario is we're able to gain a couple more months just to dig in, really. Establish better positions. If I could conquer a few islands, obviously I'm going to have to make a decision on which islands I do intend to keep, or at least try to hold on to. But if I can grab a few more, it would be nice to actually be able to have more space to trade for time. Australia... I don't know if they produce any oil in Australia. Does it produce oil in Australia? I think it produces oil somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so it's got oil at Sydney, so in theory... He's self-sufficient in Australia, though not a huge amount. But he has probably moved in a decent amount of oil. But well, he's moved in a decent amount of fuel into Australia. due to my dallying around the Duchy Indies. But obviously it's going to take a lot more than it probably has here in the future. If he wants to do anything crazy, he's going to need a lot more. That's the thing there, really. Okay, these guys still heading that way. I'm going to see if I can pick up any sort of tankers down here. I want to cover this area, to be honest. Yeah, which is why I've got subs here. I'd like to get more subs heading down that way. These subs, I'm going to have them brought back in soon. As soon as I can get reliably naval bomber coverage over here, then I'm going to have the subs brought back. But these units are moving bad there. I mean, ideally our plan in China goes ahead in about 8 days or so, and I don't know, ideally puts us in a position to utterly defeat him in central China. That would be nice. We do have paratroopers in place at Hankow, so we can definitely capture Chikyang. We'll have paratroopers in place at Langsong in about 4 days or so. So we're more or less assured that we can capture Taeyong and Chikyang via the air. Obviously, we just need to force issue at Hengyang. If I can force issue at Hengyang, capture Shaoyang with just fast-moving forces, that'd be nice. Ideally, this force carries on moving south, but we'll see. So we'll have a brigade make its way this way. Let's see. Right, it's in combat, so that's good news. Oh no, I mean, if you take a look at Changsha, we've got he's taken a considerably different idea when it comes to the defense of China. He's got 30 units, so he's got about 300,000 men here at Changsha. 33,000 here, 43,000 there, about 34 there. He has 94,000 there, 155,000 there. But he's moved all his forces to the front line, and what we're trying to do here really is... I'll bring up the drawing tool again. Well, actually, no, I don't need to. What we're doing here is I did have the 104th Division in place just south of Hengyang previously. What I'm doing then is trying to move forces to gather here. I'll bring up the drawing tool, it makes things a little bit easier, actually. Well, that's the question. But we do have that option. It would cost us some political points, but we would probably be able to manage that. So what I'm doing here then is, we're going to have our forces assemble here. The reason why is previously we did have the 104th Division in place here south of Hengyang. What I'm trying to do is have these guys drop off his radar. We did just recently suffer defeat on the attack at Nanning, so he has repulsed these units at Nanning. He's since left 2 corps here and a corps here as well. So what I'm trying to do then is basically use the defeat at Nanning to actually cover our plan here. But essentially what we're doing now then is we have 4 units here, so 3 divisions and a brigade that are moving out to here. So they're going to move along the road. They're going to pass this area here and then move south. So ideally he sees them, but he sees them moving south. So ideally he doesn't move these units over here to reinforce it. Now we do have 2 tank regiments over here. I have a reconnaissance tank force over here. So these elements are moving up over here. We do have a engineer regiment that's moving up this way. And we do have another 3 tank regiments that are moving via ship over here to Canton Island. Sorry, to Canton. I do have another tank regiment that's going to be loaded at San Fernando. That's going to be moved out over here to Canton. So what we're hoping to do... Oh, also we do have the 38th Division that's moving this way to move up over here. So what I'm trying to assemble is ultimately 5 divisions, a brigade, and as many tank regiments as possible. We do already have a headquarters there. And, yeah, some engineers would be nice as well. But just as much force as I can possibly muster there. I mean, ideally I'm looking for about 2,000 AV or more. To then be able to basically shock attack across the river at Hengyang. Ideally, if I can drive him out of Hengyang and seize the city at Hengyang, then he's going to be left in this impossible position. Because then we're able to make use of the roads. And obviously then we'd have... Well, we have the ability to drop paratroopers over here. I've got the ability to drop them over here from Hankow, but what I'm waiting to do then is actually have paratroopers over here at Langsong to land over here at Taeyong, and then have paratroopers from Hankow able to land over here at Chikyang. Now, Kueyang had about 2 or 3 units, only base force as far as I can be assured of. But basically, what we'll do then is cut the rail line here, cut the road here, but then I'd need to actually move to cut this road here, and it would be nice to actually cut this road, but I could do that by marching north to cut that. But ideally, we'd place him in a position where supply would be dramatically reduced, and ideally we'd be able to outmaneuver him. Now, if I take a look when the roads come up, is it going to do it? Ah, there we go. So clear that off. Yep. So we do have the major roads over here. So the good news is I can move at 30 miles per day over here. So what I'm going to do then is, once these guys, because we have these divisions over here. So we've got the 12th, 15th, and the 6th, and the 4th Brigade. Now they're moving. Once they move there, it's a program called Epic Pen. You can get a free version. I've got the paid version, but you can get the free version. You get pretty much everything. Paid version just has a little bit more, but you can get a you can get this from a website called Epic Pen. It's free to download. It's worthwhile as well. But so we have the major roads over here. The good news is the infantry move at 30 on major roads. The armor would move at 60, which is great. And obviously this is clear terrain here, so no nasty terrain modifier there. I'm not the best player. I'm not even a particularly good player. I'm still learning. Made plenty of mistakes, and will probably make plenty of mistakes as well. But the good thing that I have going for me is the fact that we do have a nice little community here. And we do, like, the way I do things is I like to do these long streams. Mostly, I mean, this is it. It's like I'd like to have the consensus. We discuss a lot of different things. We have a lot of different ideas thrown about. And we usually come to, like, a really good outcome, really. By consensus. By going through all these different ideas. Lower end of Pro. Yeah, I don't know about Pro. Yeah, Major's really awesome. He's the guy I played in the Mariana's game. Really awesome guy. Scottish. Funny as hell. Scottish as hell as well. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I think we're more or less done here for the time being. It's been a long time since the actual term. So what I'm going to do then is get this sent off. Ideally, we get this back within about a week or so. Yeah, I need to carry on with Pride Nations. It's just a shame that the game it just takes so long. Wow, 2-year game. Wow. It's a shame though, isn't it? It just takes so long. But it's such a fascinating game. Well, we tried to aim for about a turn per week, ideally. Yeah, ideally more. But it's one of those things of like, he's busy and I'm busy as well sometimes. So we try to aim for about a turn per week. Just try and keep things moving. Yeah, I know, right? We can dream. But what I'm going to do then is say we're more or less done here. I don't think there's anything I missed. It's been such a while, and I don't like it when there's such a time between just because I feel like I always miss something. But I think we are pretty much good to go here. I'm glad we ejected him from here, which is good. Right. You'll move him down to Shanghai. Oh dear. Ooh, cinnamon roll sounds amazing. Yeah, we have things more or less sorted out. Oh dear. I mean, this is it. If I had more patrons, I'd be able to devote more time to this. It's one of those things, really. I've got to really try and balance it with college. And then balance it with other things on the channel as well. Ooh, fresh cinnamon rolls. They sound amazing. Making me hungry there, sir. But I'll say we're pretty much done. We've settled the bombardment of the base on Timor. I did consider actually, no. Let's make sure. Actually, no, yes. They are heading out. That's good. So originally I was going to have the light cruisers take these individual islands. But due to the awkward nature of actually getting to them, I'm going to have them move the naval guard forces they have down here to Dili. And then we can actually take this base over here. That'd be nice. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is it. Once we get further into the game, things will become significantly faster. It's like, due to the format in which I stream, obviously it does take a while. But that's mostly because I'm actually talking through everything, really. Okay. Gonna bombard over here once again. Just keep that up, really. Right, these forces are still recovering then, which is good. Right, these guys did just arrive. Yeah. See, the thing is, if he does pull out a Changsha, like we can see that he's moving here, if he pulls out a Changsha, I don't think he's going to pull out more than like 1 or 2 units, maybe a few more than that, but I don't think too terribly much. But I just don't think he's going to do it. If he pulls out a large amount, then all I can do, well... Depending on how much he pulls out, depends on really our response or what we can do. If he pulls out too much, then we can take Changsha. If he pulls out everything, we take Changsha, which is brilliant. But depending on what happens here, I could probably pull a few more units down to this way. I'm just hoping that we can draw the attention away from Hengang. If he moves out a considerable number of units, then what I might do is actually drop paratroopers over here then to try and draw him away. But I'd like to do that as close to the actual, well, assembly point as possible, really. Replacement comes from, like, having supply. Being in a bigger base does help as well. Being in rest and training, being near headquarters helps as well, too. But there we go. I think we'll call that there. So thank you so very much for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys haven't joined us, please do consider subscribing down below. I'm pretty sure at this point, if you're watching the 60th... I don't know, it's not even the 60th, it's like... Are we at 150 episodes yet? How many episodes are we at? Ah, thank you very much for Infinite, much appreciated. How many bloody episodes are we at? Let's see. Playlist. Let's have a look. Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay, wow. So this is the 188th video, then I suppose you could say. I changed these thumbnails, but I can't be arsed. There's too many thumbnails now. Oh, dear. Yeah, so this is going to be the 188th video. So I suppose at this point, if you're not subscribed, you're probably, like, never going to subscribe. Oh, dear. I know, right? I'm just thinking, Vulcan, you're still here watching. So, and there's going to be people who've been watching from the start, and I really do admire those people. But there we go. Until next time, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I'm going to quickly name the turn. I'm going to make a save just before the actual end of the turn. Always, always useful to have one just before the end of the turn, just in case anything goes wrong. So we did name the last one Palembang Raiders. So we'll go with something deliberately... I don't know, something a little bit just to stir him up a bit. I don't want to give anything away to the operation, so hot shots and the 44s. Yeah, Pearl Harbor Raiders. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'll go with that one there, just to make him think, oh yeah, Totos. The Totos are stood down anyway. And there we go. Thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye for now. Have a beautiful evening and an even better day.